So I've been thinking often this week about the word, and not just the word, but the title Patriot, and what does that mean? I'm a big fan of the Turn series on AMC. Um, I mean, I like a lot of the Revolutionary War era type movies, um, but mostly the term Patriot, when it's used in the show Turn, is not how we would really view it as today. I've been told I'm very patriotic, and I would like to view myself as that. But I really got to ask myself and ask yourself if we're really using the term patriot in the right context. Um, Let me put it to you like this: just because I am a conservative, if you will, because that's not a real political party, if you will, left or right. I'm a Republican, if you will, does not make me a patriot, nor does it make a Democrat a patriot. Just because I choose to exercise my constitutional rights and my Second Amendment, and I carry a firearm openly and soon to be concealed, guess what? That does not make me a patriot. Neither does it make those who are against it more patriotic than I. Just because, if you will, I'm a Christian, that definitely does not make me a patriot. A lot of people have these notions that they are, and on the other flip side of things, just because you don't see the same values as me does not make you any less or more of a patriot than I. I have an American flag on my wall. I wear an American flag on the right shoulder of my jacket because that's where it's supposed to be worn by flag code. Does that mean I'm a patriot? I mean, it looks patriotic, but no. I saw, and I give respect to this gentleman, number one, because he's coming out with his own brand of firearms, but number two, because he served this country, not just in the military in that uniform, but also as a law enforcement officer. And he actually had the same question. This is really where it got me to thinking, but I cannot, I kind of can agree on some of what he said, but a lot of it I don't, because he mostly talks about a patriot is somebody that goes with the change of the country, that the people stand together. He says that's a patriot. They unite as a people. I kind of have to disagree with that. And the reason why I do, and yes, even though I'm getting it from a TV show, if you actually look at the history of where the word and the title of a patriot comes from, it was not one that was seen by many people as something positive. It means that this person rebelled. It means that this person was not going to go with the flow of things, that they stood against it. And I'm not talking about being anti-government, but what I am going to say, and a friend made a very, very, very clear statement in a post on Facebook, the revolution was not legal. I don't care if you say, well, that was back then, look at what all the crap we've been through as a nation and what we've done to our own people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when the revolution happened, why it happened. Some of it is repeating itself. There's a good quote, I forget who it was by, but unless we know our history, we're doomed to repeat it. Well, for some of the same reasons the Revolutionary War started, we're seeing a repeat. Again, I'm not anti-government. I just want my government to do their job. But again, that also does not make me a patriot. But the Patriots, what they did is they stood against the status quo. They stood against the flowing current. Because if they wouldn't, no one would. And they knew what that would mean. That's what made them a patriot. They were a rebel. They were not looked highly upon. They were looked as troublemakers. But the patriots themselves knew for what they stood for was greater than themselves and greater than the people by them. It was for the generations to come. It was for the life that they had then. It was for the pursuit of freedom. It was for the pursuit of liberty. Not just happiness. The Patriots then, and should always be seen as, even today, are not just those that put on and earn a uniform. They are patriots. But the actual term as a patriot, if you're going to claim that title, you are claiming, and this is why I did this video, to me, you are claiming that when and if the time comes, and I pray it never does, but I am not stupid, unless the people rise up and use their voice and start paying attention to what's going on, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, or the furthest liberal you can be, or the strongest conservative you can ever be, unless the people unite together with a voice and stop the things that are happening, that our leaders are going and doing, the day is going to come where people like myself that would like to call themselves a patriot is going to earn that title, or they're going to give a shame to it and make themselves to be a liar. Because a patriot is someone that is going to stand against and say, no matter what comes down that line, no matter what is going to happen to me, I am going to stand against the current. Me and 100,000 else like me. Even if it means my life. For the pursuit of freedom and my country. The people of my country. That's because that the powers that be have gotten out of hand. So the people will then take control. That is a patriot. No matter what that costs. That is a patriot. Let me give an example. I don't care where you stand with what's going on with Oregon and what happened with Lavoie. I'm going to say this. Our militia are militia. They're not a group of armed terrorists that are domestic. Did you know that patriots, did you know that the colonials and the revolutionary were known as domestic terrorists? So get used to the title if you're going to claim it. If you're willing to stand out and protest government buildings and wave the signs that you're sick of the overpowering of the government, be prepared to have people say these things to you, because that is what a patriot is. They will not give way of what people say to them. They're not knocked down by words, and they'll stand when action calls. We have patriots in this country. We have patriots just like myself that did not earn a uniform, that tried, those that didn't even try at all. And we have them in uniform today, not just military, but our law enforcement, that will stand with exactly what I'm saying a patriot is when that time comes, if that time comes. But we can also be patriotic with our voice, and we can tell the government by our actions that we will not be taxed without representation, that the power of the people is what governs the government, not the government over the people, and that we're willing to stand together on this, no matter what. That, my friends, is a patriot. And again, if you're getting called these negative things, well, if it's anything like I just said, congratulations. You're a patriot. But it doesn't make you any better than anybody else. A patriot stands for a cause greater than themselves, and we are entering a time where that cause is ringing again. So when people say things negative about us, they look at us like we're crazy. Well, guess what? The Revolutionary War, that was crazy. But they gave this country freedom. It makes us different from other nations around the world. I don't care the race or creed or belief system you have. If you're born in this country, you're an American. You have the same constitutional rights as I. So use the first one of those, and that's your freedom of speech. Be a patriot with your voice. But also be prepared to use action if it comes to it. God bless.